45 minutes and me like sit and listen and retain everything. But then like it's real easy for my mind to wander off. Like even when I'm listening to like audiobooks and stuff at work, like it's easy for me to get lost in thought and realize I just missed like a chapter and a half. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And this is something I bought.
Yeah.
I paid for this because I wanted it. I'm interested in this. I wanted to hear what that was.
It's tough with the audio. Well, even like I said before I downloaded a PDF of the Askgaryvee book because when I was just doing the audio, like my audio retention compared to my reading retention is night and day. Like if I'm listening to something, it's really hard for me to retain it. But if I'm reading something, it's a lot easier.
I think, well, I guess if I'm reading along while listening to it, it helps. I've noticed, but like if I'll do the same thing reading. Like I'll be reading, but zoned out, just glossing over the words, but like not with zero comprehension. Like I'll have to go back and, because I mean I also have ADD, not ADHD, ADD pretty bad.
Okay.
And have since like a child. I used to take medication for it, but then like it used to make me sick, so I stopped and never took it since.
Okay.
But yeah, like,
and you're still a functional human being. Wow.
For the most part, but like I mean I definitely notice sometimes, like especially I'm a janitor, I leave shit everywhere. Like, where the fuck is my spray bottle for this? Oh, shit, it's all the way over there. Like, I'll come back the next day and be going over a spot and be like, oh, I left this broom here. It's just, I can't keep track of shit. I can't leave the house for work without having to go back in 3 or 4 times. Like, just this morning we went to the gym, had to turn back at the stop sign and go back and grab my phone.
Yeah.
And just, like, if I, like, reading... like actually physically reading, like sometimes, like if depending on, because it's not always the same, it kind of goes and comes in waves, but like I might have to reread the same paragraph like a couple of times and like just goddamn, all right,
it's time to
focus on this sentence.
Yeah,
what did it say? Think about what they said. Okay, now read it again. All right. Just so sometimes it's easier for me to zone out like and listen to somebody, like if I'm interested in what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I like listening to audiobooks and podcasts and stuff, and I can get into the conversation, but when it comes to like regurgitating what somebody said, I'm only gonna like really grab onto like
chunks.
Very small chunks.
And then someone says something and it triggers that chunk, and then you realize as you're trying to repeat it out loud that you only really retained 50% of it, and you're trying to fill the gaps.
Yeah.
And then you just sound like a bumbling moron.
Right.
Because that's me.
Yeah. Well, and I guess maybe even at the same time I kind of do that with reading too. I don't know. It's easier for me to take notes if I'm reading. Probably because I can see it. Yeah. I can keep going back to it. Whereas in audio, it's like, what the fuck did he say? And I gotta rewind it and try to figure out where I was.
Although what really trips me up is how well I am at reciting quotes from like shows and movies. Like, why are those what I log away? Because like I'll hear somebody like quote a movie or something, and then I'll laugh, and then I'll recite it correctly. Yeah. Like unintentionally, it's just a need, just like, haha, yeah, I know what you're saying, where this is what you meant to say. And I just seem like a douche, but...
I'm horrible at that. I can't remember the names of artists. I can't remember quotes. People ask me what kind of music I listen to. I'm just like, I don't know, it's kind of like this thing. And they're like, well... what genre is it? I'm like, I don't even really know. They make noise that makes me smile, and that's what I like.
I have really good long-term memory, but my short-term memory is just garbage.
Interesting. Well, how does anything get to your long-term memory?
Beats me. I've thought about that before too. Like, don't you have to have it in your short-term memory for a while for it to make it to your long-term memory?
Yeah, I thought.
No, like I remember the first thing you've ever said to me.
What's that?
You have pretty hairy legs. You want to have a hairy leg contest?
Oh, wow. That sounds like that is something I would say.
So, like, yeah. Actually, I remember the first time I ever, like, was aware of you. You went up and read in front of Miss Schrammick's 8th grade, or not 8th grade, freshman or sophomore class.
One of the classes.
It was a
I
freshman
failed.
class, but I was a sophomore.
Oh, okay. Well, that means I was a junior in a freshman class.
Yeah, you read a poem, and then you asked everyone what they thought it meant.
Ah.
I don't remember the poem, but yeah, like I have good long-term memory, but
I don't remember doing that.
well, you totally did it.
That's cool.
But my short-term memory, like, is fucked.
Did people? I kind of want to know now if anybody answered.
Yeah. Actually, even I might have answered, but I don't remember.
Do you think that was something added? Like, was I just supposed to go up there and read something? And then I was just like, I want to say...
Well, you weren't even in that class. Just, I guess, Miss Schrammick really was impressed with your poem.
Oh, so I was just in there.
Yeah, you weren't in that class. We weren't in a class together. You were a grade ahead of me.
I just came in... Well, I was still taking that English class. Just some other time of the day, apparently.
Fair enough. We were both in that same... We kept going up, but our classes stayed low.
That's cool. Yeah, she liked me. I had her...
She liked me sometimes. Every now and then I'd piss her off.
multiple times every day, so...
Because it would just be... Because Davin sat right in front of me, and, like, we both were, like, on our fourth time around. third time around. And, like, it was pretty obvious that, like, we weren't... So, like, I don't know. Sometimes she was amused by us. Sometimes she was annoyed, which I as an educator, I understand.
Right.
But, I don't know. Ultimately, what I really like about her, though, is the year, the end of my the one before senior, sophomore.
Junior,
Jesus. See how bad I did in school? I didn't even know what grade I was in. Because I didn't go my senior year. I dropped out before that.
Yeah.
So, like, I still went to exams for some reason, but just obviously just fucked them all off.
Sure.
And I remember for hers, I just dicked off the entire thing. But, like, I wrote a lot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was all nonsense. And I was just trying to be funny. And she actually sent me a message on Facebook after the year was up and said, yeah, just, needless to say, you failed.
Yeah.
But something along the lines of she really laughed and enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. I would do that with any essays that we had to do since I didn't read.
Yeah.
I would write an entire essay, but it'd just be on something that interested me at the time. And
So that's gotta be a real slap in the face for the teachers. Like, you did the work, you just didn't do the fucking work.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're lazy, you're just intentionally being an asshole.
Yeah. That's
funny.
I don't have a specific example with her about doing that, but I had one with the other English teacher, Krishka, where I wrote an essay about something completely off topic, and there was a note on it that was like, this is a great essay, but it didn't have anything to do with the Civil War or whatever the
Because
fuck.
the book that was part of our final was this Holocaust book.
Yeah.
And like one of them, it was like some like long Jewish name, but it was like, what was this? What? Because it wasn't the guy's real name. It was like a nickname or a code name or something. But the question was, what did that name really mean? And I said, poops on sidewalk. And then I forget what it was like. What was the real moral of? I don't know, I was like, what was the moral of this sequence of events that I didn't read?
Yeah.
And I wrote a decent amount about there was this young pony who wasn't as strong or as fast as all the other ponies, and every day he would watch the other ponies run and jump over the fence with such grace. Mm-hmm. And he was just so amazed by these ponies that he wanted to be like them so bad. And one day he mustered up all of his courage and all of his strength, and he ran as fast as he could at this fence. And at the last second, before he was about to jump, he tripped over his own feet and ran neck first into the fence and snapped his neck and died.
That's awesome. Yeah. I like the tragic ending.
Yeah. But yeah, I failed. Apparently, that's not what the story was about.
Oh my god! Actually, it probably is what the story was about.
I'm sure,
Like in some way, shape, or form.
Emotionally and like thematically, they was on the same level. Like the metaphor was still there.
Yeah.
It was tragic, and it never should have happened.
Right. Yeah. I was always like afraid to do tragic endings like that.
Well, I guess in school it can be kind of tricky because you never know what they're gonna lose their minds about.
Yeah. There was I did write one though. It was in 3rd grade, and I thought I was being like a genius. We had to write a story about a worm and an apple. This is like some short story. This is 3rd grade,
Yeah.
right? And everybody wrote like a really happy story about this worm lived in this apple and life was good. And I wrote a story where the worm's in the apple, and suddenly the apple starts shaking violently, and there's a loud noise.
I know where this is going, I think.
And it turned out that the tree was being cut down, and then it fell.
I thought someone was biting into the apple, and all of a sudden the worm felt half of his body severed.
The worm did die, but I don't go into detail like that. It's just the tree gets cut down and the worm gets squished. The worm is no more.
How'd that pan out? Go over well?
Teacher actually no, the teacher didn't even acknowledge that like I had done something different. Like she said it was good, but I was just looking for like, I'm the only one that had a tragic ending. Say something. But yeah, I didn't get that.
I appreciate that. I like when people go outside the box with an idea.
Yeah.
Like, how can I do this? Technically be on what you asked for, but not what you expected.
Yeah. Thinking creatively.
Yeah.
Which is like a really important thing to be able to do, especially with problem solving. You know? And yeah, I don't feel like anywhere in schooling like that was actually something that was really focused on.
Did you ever take the class problem solving?
No, I didn't.
With Mr. Betcher, I think it was. I don't remember teacher names anymore. It was Mr. Betcher. Yeah, it was a class. I took it. It was called problem solving.
Yeah, but was it a math class? Just word?
It was a lot of... like one day we had to come in and try and figure out how to draw this shape that was on the board and without lifting our pencil up.
Okay.
And then at the end of the class, he realized he had screwed up and that he made it impossible. It wasn't the shape it was supposed to be. So we spent the entire day trying to draw this impossible shape without lifting our pencil.
Nice.
Which is funny to me because, like, obviously as he drew it on the board, he would have had to realize that he himself he had to lift his pencil or his marker.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the class, though. It's problem solving. It was for you to figure out that it was impossible.
Maybe it was intentional, yeah. Like, I like that little twist there.
Nobody figured it out. Right?
I mean, somehow we did. At the end of the class, it was known. They're like, oh, shit. Oops. I think it was by the end of it, none of us had gotten it. And then he probably started to get like, wait, hold on a minute. Not all of these guys are idiots.
Yeah. Just a couple of them.
Just me.
No, I don't think I took that class. Like I said, I took a lot of English classes. Did not have time for other such great experiences.
My watch is upside down.
It is upside down.
What time is it?
Almost 6.
All right. Not that I'm in a hurry or anything.
Well,
I know you got to get to work here.
I kind of felt like we were getting close to a good spot, but unfortunately, neither of us have come up with a really good outro. Like the last 2 episodes we've done.
It's just been like, we're done now.
No. You've said something really cool, and then I've been like, let's end it there. Let's reflect on that. But neither of us have said anything cool.
Those in glass houses shouldn't poop naked.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Adam, thanks for coming back. You can find him at Offbeat Artworks, Facebook, Instagram, and links.
Etsy.
And
Don't
Etsy.
forget the Etsy. That's the
true.
important one.
That is the important one. You can find Unabridged Waters on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Amazon. Hope everybody has a good time. Goodbye.
Bye.